That's fun. Yeah. I'm not against it every once in a while.
Like I told him, I said, now you can you can literally say like over 200,000 people around the world have like watched me get a massage.
It's a rare honor.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, I mean, I put his Instagram on there, so like some of them actually do go to his Instagram. It's funny. He told me, he says like some of them will say, "Oh, I love your work," and I'm like, "Oh, your work," like as if you did anything, like you were just laying there getting a massage.
Right, exactly. You just were. That's funny.
But I was like, it's great for him. He gets all these people like telling him he's hot, and
Always fun.
he gets a free massage.
Yeah, I'm definitely here for that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
I even like show him the stats. I'm like, you're really popular in Indonesia.
Really, that's
Mm-hmm.
funny. You can't see that.
It's always
The cowboy aesthetic.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see like what who watches what. Like I worked on someone who does more how do I say this? More massages for your mental health. Let's just say that.
Okay.
To make you massages to make you feel connected with other people. Let's just call it that.
Right, right.
And he's like, oh, I love like working with older like fat guys because he's like they deserve love too. And then when I like put up the first video I did of him, like the majority of the people who like watched the video were like over 50.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's that kind of makes sense. Like they have a sense of what they like.
Mm-hmm. Like normally it's like it's used older, like in the 30s,
Uh-huh.
but like not in the 50s.
Okay, yeah.
So like YouTube breaks down by age groups, and
That's
normally
neat.
it's kind of in the 30s or 40s that like I think the bulk of people are. But with
Okay.
his, it was like more than half the people were like 50 and up.
Oh, that's funny. Got to a new audience.
Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, a lot of people watch these to relax and go to sleep.
Oh, I could kind of
I
see
guess
that.
the second biggest group. The biggest group is thirsty people,
Right.
and then there are people who like I've had people actually tell me like watching these videos they feel like they're getting a massage.
Oh, that's cool. A lot of like ASMR people will do
Yeah.
kind of stuff like that on TikTok.
Not that, because I don't, I've heard that there's some kind of thing that they say. Maybe they're just trying to pathologize me because I don't like ASMR. That they say like people who like don't like ASMR have some kind of issue. I don't know.
Really?
All I know is I hate with a passion
Really?
that those sounds.
Yeah, I don't really have like a big liking for it. Every
Mhm.
once in a while, I've like tuned in and I'll be like, okay, I can kind of see how this is nice, how this is relaxing, but do I want to watch it? Not really.
Like if you want to drive me into a blind rage where I kill someone, I hate it. Like I'm the kind of person like I want to punch you if you sit there and you just chew loudly next to me.
Yeah, I can't do that. But like, one girl that just like pretty much whispers and like she'll do like makeup brushes on the microphone, like shit like that.
Oh god! Like, literally, you saying it like the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. Oh, that's so disturbing.
Yeah, one of my exes would like swore by watching it to go to sleep. Like, yeah, I never really did that, but
you can torture me with that. Like, force headphones on me that I can't take off and like just put those sounds through. Especially like the whispering, someone just whispering to you. It's just like if they're like really close to you, like it's so upsetting.
That's how it is. I like it. I think it's like comforting. It's like somebody running their like fingers through your hair kind of thing.
Okay, the fingers. See, that's a physical tactile thing to me.
Kind of get the same feeling though from every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I even hate the way they talk about it because they'll even say like the word, "Oh, I get the tingles,"
Right.
and I guess the word "tingle" to me, like you know how some people hate the word "moist."
Right. Yeah.
Like to me, I guess tingles is like that to me. But like I get the tingles, I'm like, ugh.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's definitely like a big thing for sure, but yeah,
I
not
am the
really my
exact.
forte.
I am like whatever. Like there is the exact opposite of people who like ASMR.
Right.
I've tried to watch a few of those videos and like just I am like physically like upset about it. You know, some of them are hilarious. Like I saw a video of a woman just eating Popeye's chicken into a mic.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's one girl that I follow that Trisha Paytas, like she does all sorts of stupid shit like that. Like she'll just do, like she did the NPC trend recently.
Mhm.
Then she'll do like mukbang where you like eating ASMR.
Yeah.
Then she'll do like ASMR where like her bigger ones where she'll get like Starbucks cups in like varying textures and like do her long ass like nails on them, like
Yeah.
clicking on it and stuff. So funny. But she'll pretty much do just about anything to turn a buck, kind of deal.
Yeah. If anyone ever needs to get information out of me, like just tie me up and
Do
run your
ASMR.
fingernails against something like that just next to my ears. Then I'll be sobbing and ratting on whoever you want me to rat on in their house.
Right.
Like, please just make it stop. Even though there's this one guy, I cannot remember his name, and he's like commented on several of my videos before. It's like ASMR or something. But I guess he does like less aggressive ASMR.
Okay.
It feels slightly more natural.
I gotcha.
And like I can watch his, I don't get it.
Okay.
But like I don't get like this violent reaction to like flee. Like just
Not as horrible.
yeah. It's not horrible, it's just like I don't get this. It's like oh my goodness, this is like the worst thing. But it's also like even like I don't like light touch. Like I've had someone in school who was very afraid to massage you, and she would massage you like this.
Oh no.
And I was like, if you ever touch me like that again,
Yeah, that's a waste of my time.
it's not a waste of my time. Like that is upsetting. Like it feels creepy. It feels like you're touching me from the inside.
Right. Yeah.
And I was once working at a massage site, and this woman, I guess she got a massage like that. She wanted deep tissue.
Okay.
And I gave her just a free massage with me because she was just so pissed off. And she came in and she was describing it like, oh, it was like this really light touch like this. And she's like, yeah, like it's creepy, isn't it? She's like, yeah, it's so creepy.
She felt strongly about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had like one time where they had matched me with like the wrong person. Like I requested deep tissue and they gave me like this grandma that was like just not gonna be able to do it. 100% couldn't. So.
Well, that was just her. I will say this: when I was in school, there was this 70-year-old Russian woman. When I say this woman was strong,
So you break your back.
like she would grab you and you would like turn around and look and see what like 6'5" football player like relax as much as possible. Yeah, like that fall. You would like look to see like what 6'5" football player had walked into the room.
That's hilarious.
Like that 105-pound 70-year-old woman had no business being that strong. It was insane.
I did have one like older woman that was like super strong one time. She was like Eastern European, like, you know, she was like trying to talk to me. I'm like, girl, I don't understand, but just keep doing your elbow. And that'll be good.
It's just like it's all about how you work and how you like use your body.
Right.
I've had people like, oh, I'm just not strong enough. I'm like, I'm not. Very, trust me, if you saw me bench press at the gym, you would not say strong. I remember once being so embarrassed because I was like working so hard at the gym, and I was like, oh my god, that was so hard, it was so hard. And then it's like one guy who wasn't really big, but he was ripped, and you can tell he worked out.
Right.
And he got on the bench press after me, and he started lifting. I was like, I feel good about myself. He's doing the same thing. And then he got me at it, and I was like, oh, that's his warm up.
Oh no.
So the one
That's
that I
funny.
was struggling to get to 10 reps and worrying if I was going to hurt myself, that's his warm up.
Oh. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That happens to me too, though. I'll just, because, like, that's one thing, bench press, I'm not trying to die on. And if I don't have, like, a spot or something, even that doesn't make me feel super confident. There's just so many other, like, chest exercises I can do that I can pull myself out of an emergency, so.
Yeah, well, if you, like, had my Instagram algorithm, you would never do bench press again.
Oof, yeah.
It's like learn, like, oh, you like to watch those videos where, like, it just comes crashing down on someone's ribs.
Yeah. I saw a scary movie a couple of months ago that, like, that happened. That was just the crunch sound for me.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't the crunch. It was the wheezing afterward. Because I'm like, oh no, this is like he's serious. This is not hamming it up for the camera. Like he's hurting so bad.
Yeah.
Like he did this. Like this one guy, it fell on him, and he did like that 10-year-old like cry cough.
Right. Oh no.
Oh. It was like, oh my goodness.
Oh no, that'd be terrible. You know it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sore.
Yeah, the inner thighs can be pretty sore. Luckily, I'm not cupping or scraping you here. You didn't need much scraping on your quads.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I've been cupped on my inner thigh once, and
that's intense.
that is horrible. Relax.
I can see that.
Yeah, the most important thing is to relax, because I do like a decent amount of let's see, they'll get excited if they see something. Relax. I know it's hard to relax. Sometimes you need to just like take your fingers and move them, or your toes.
Okay.
It distracts you.
Okay, gotcha.
So inner thighs is good. There's something in that psoas.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I'll like move your mind like it looks like they're sticking their butt in the air.
Right. Yeah.
That's their psoas being so tight. It's pulling their stomach down, but then it ends up rotating your pelvis and pushing your butt up.
Oh, that's like what they pelvic tilt is what they call it, right? Yeah.
It took me forever to figure it out because they call it anterior pelvic tilt.
Yes.
But that would make me think it's the opposite way, because I'm thinking, oh no, your pelvis is I would think the bottom is going up if you're saying anterior because that's the front.
Right.
But what's happening is that the bottom is going back because the psoas is pulling down. And then when the psoas pulls down, the spine pulls the pelvis up from behind. One of my co-workers, she described it as giving yourself a muscle wedgie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I think I saw a TikTok on that a while back. I was like, oh, I think I have that.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I remember I took a sports massage class, and they were like, oh well, you have what is it? They said you're tilted to the right. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of that. Like my whole body tilts to the right. Because we did this thing where we had like this line coming down from the ceiling on something called a plumb bob.
Okay.
And so like they're like specifically designed. I think it's like for construction. So they're specifically designed to be straight. Okay. So if you hang something from a plumb bob, it should hang perfectly straight. So anything behind the plumb bob, if it is not perfectly straight, you'll be easy to see it.
I see.
So we would stand behind the plumb bob, and they can say, "Oh, you're tilted this way. You're tilted that way." And so they're like, "Oh, you're tilted. You're tilted to the right." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you that. That's how I am." And they're like, "Oh, you have an excessive lordotic curve, which is like what happens when you have the anterior pelvic tilt, like your butt sticks up." And I got so upset.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many gay men who walk like that. I'm like, well, at least I don't walk like that. I don't know why they walk with their butt in there, but I don't walk like that.
Right.
And so they were like basically saying like, oh, you walk with your butt in there. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I do not have an excessive lordotic curve. And then like when I was going home, I walked past this big this window that you can kind of like see a reflection in.
Right.
And I'm like looking. I'm like, okay. Maybe I do. And then my roommate, who was a massage therapist, I'm like, oh, do I have an anterior pelvic tip? He's like, oh yeah, you do. I'm like, oh, okay.
Got a second opinion and everything.
I'm like, okay.
That was me, like, the first time I was told, like, one of my lats are bigger than the other. I'm like, I don't really know what to say to that.
Because you're like, really? But the good thing is, like, most people would never notice.
Yeah.
Massage therapists, physical therapists, like, people like that, we notice things.
Right.
I remember right when I became a physical therapist, I was, like, at the gym, and this guy was on the elliptical that was in front of my treadmill. And I was like, oh, he has such a beautiful scapula. And I'm like, okay, that's some serial killer shit.
That's funny.
I'm like, I'm over here noticing, like, I'm going to be the serial killer, like, the scapula killer.
Right.
Like, he kills them and he takes one of their scapulas as, like, a trophy. But you just notice stuff like that.
Right, yeah. Things I would never notice.
You notice people's posture, like, oh, this person's walking this way. Oh, their hip is this, their arm is this, their shoulders this way.
Right.
You just kind of notice that stuff.
That makes sense.
It's hard to tell people because then you say it and they think, oh my god, everyone notices. Everyone's like staring at me like a freak. It's like no one else is going to notice this.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only time I've been told about the lat thing is like during a massage when they're like staring at your back for an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Like, so if someone's like, oh, one of your lats is bigger than the others. Like, so, you a massage therapist? Are you a posing coach?
Right, exactly. Something like that.
Like, how would you even notice that? Because most people, if they notice anything, they would just be like, I noticed something, but I don't know what it is.
Right, yeah. Like something's going on. But
yeah. They like wouldn't even know something's off. They're just like, I noticed something, but I don't even know enough to know if it's like good or bad. I just see something.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was very defensive about that.
I get that.
Because I see so many people, they walk with their butt just sticking in the air.
Right.
And some people really do think it's like attractive.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it actually like doesn't make it look good.
Yeah, and then also the thing about that is that when your butt is sticking in the air like that, you have the anterior pelvic tilt.
Right.
If you have a flat stomach, you won't see it because it gives you an artificial pooch.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
So your spine literally pulls your stomach down, and you have like this little pooch.
Right. Yeah. Once I like became aware of it, I'm like, okay, we're gonna start correcting that.
Mm-hmm.
do more work on
it. And people really don't notice as much as we think they do.
Right.
Like, I would bet $100 that you did not notice that my head tilts to the right.
No.
Like, constantly. But it does. To the point, like, so with some VR games, because I have a VR headset.
Okay, yeah.
Some of them set the horizon, like, based on when you put the headset on. And some of them, like, kind of adjust it while you're wearing it.
Okay.
So when I put the headset on, a lot of times I'm not aware of my posture and my head tilts to the right. And so I'll go into a game and I'm like, why is that line off? And then I realized, when I put the headset on, my head was like this. So it thought flat was like this, even though it's like that.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I catch myself like tilting my head a lot. Like when I'm listening, basically. Like I'll see it on Zoom calls and stuff. I'm like, oh.
And then I've also noticed that my right? One of my eyes is below one of my other eyes.
Oh, really?
Like they're not even.
I've noticed that mine are two different sizes, basically.
But the reason I noticed that was because when I take pictures, I always tilt my head to the side.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, why do I tilt my head to the side when I take pictures? And I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, wait, one of my eyes is lower. And I tilt my head to the side the way I do in pictures, and I'm like, when I do that, you can't see it.
Oh, yeah, it makes it even. That makes sense.
It was like an automatic thing I would do.
Yeah, you probably hardly even noticed it. Just like did it automatically, huh?
Mm-hmm. And like the difference is small enough that literally I can't remember which eye it is.
Right.
But if I go look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, yeah, that eye is like just slightly smaller and slightly lower than the other eye.
Yeah, I only really like see it in photos or when I'm like really looking kind of deal.
And then after I see it, I can't unsee it for like 2 hours.
Right.
And no one actually cares, but like everyone's like staring at me like I'm a
freak. Right, yeah. I had like one person notice it before and that was it.
And also, if anyone's listening and you notice that kind of stuff, shut up.
Yeah, for real.
Just shut up. Unless your profession is to help people with that, right? Don't say anything. You're not helping anyone.
No.
Even though they could just have bad social skills like me, like when I used to work at Starbucks. This woman came in. I feel so bad. And I didn't know she was wearing like camel fur.
Oh, really?
But she came in and I was like, oh, your jacket's kind of interesting. And as I'm looking, I'm like, it kind of looks like my dog's fur. And she got so upset. And she was like, it's camel. It's like, oh, it looks like my dog.
I'm dead.
It's short red, orange hair. It looks like you're wearing my dog. I'm just going to say that. And I'm like, I did not make that woman's day.
She's probably not happy about that, yeah.
And then once I had someone, which I did not know, but when you get porcelain veneers, you don't want to get them white. You want to get them off-white because no one has white teeth.
Right.
And so this woman got white porcelain veneers. And she came like, oh, your smile's like really bright. Yeah. She's like, thank you. I'm like really, it's really white. It's actually kind of blue.
Blue, yeah.
And she's like, other porcelain veneers. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to get like more, I think it's called like universal, is like this slightly yellowed color.
Mm-hmm.
So then it doesn't look as like stark. Yeah, if they're